If I am asked this one more time I think I'll go nuts. Yeah, it's become way out of hand how some men only look at woman's value in sexual ways. Those are the insecure, man-children that speak to a woman that way. There are good men out there that respect and value women the way a man should. Hang in there. At least you know right away they are toxic losers so you don't waste any more time. Lol. Always a silver lining. Kinda wild to just jump right into asking those things. Does say where their mind is at. Block and move on. Don't waste your time on shitty men. It's that simple. Reddit and many people on it. Way overstate sexual compatibility. I'm in my early 40s. Male. I've dated probably about a dozen women in my life if I count minimum 6-month relationship, and slept with probably about 50-ish, and it's never once been an issue, nor have I had any complaints or bad sex. It's Reddit immaturity and lack of experience mixed with porn and unrealistic views on sex. POF is the only app, to my knowledge, with any user-level controls on this, and it's disgraceful that the others don't follow suit. There's a reason Match Group and Losing Money and Bumble are having to rebrand, and it's because too many men use the apps to sexually harass women. What type of male actually thinks that's okay to ask someone that? So gross. That's such a bullshit mentality on their part. You have to be willing to put a little work in and have some sort of budding relationship started just be able to ask those questions in my opinion. Even then I would phrase it far more gracefully. I've been out of the game for the last 12 years, but when I talked to women, I cared far more about personality up front. I need to know we are going to be able to hold a conversation first. Sex drive is very important in relationship, no doubt, but we need to have chemistry outside the bedroom too. My wife and I have really high sex drives, so that's important to both of us, but it is definitely not where we started the conversation. It makes me sad for many of you trying to find partners these days. Exactly. I haven't done anal in years. I do still deep throat occasionally, since it is my kink, but the past few guys I've been with don't care too much about oral in general. No one has complained. Cut them out and move on. As a 37 male, I don't get how guys like that find anyone out there with a lick of value. I've never been with more than a few women in my life sexually, but I think sex is one of those things you do with someone you have taken the time to get to know and create a bond with. Plus, kinks are more fun when discovered in a relationship. Why spoil the surprise? There's a time and place to ask that stuff. If they are just asking it out of the blue and within a couple hours of talking, the only thing you can do is block them and hope the next one is more respectful. It's different if you guys are talking about sex and they ask you. That's an appropriate time to bring up kinks. Any other time that it's brought up shows you what their intentions are. Sex is nice and all, but we aren't just walking dildos and fleshlights. First some get to know each other, and only when time is right comes the sexy stuff. I found out that almost everyone does vanilla shit like anal or deep throat, so it's pointless discussion anyway. You just can't open the door and speak straight about sex. That's just blah. If some guy asked me that, the conversation would end immediately. You are apparently talking to wrong people. I have never met any man who asks me these things. How did we come to this? A psychiatrist does not get angry when a patient insults him, so you should not lose your nerve with these enlightened guys. We are here for you to vent as much as you need. Stay strong. Yeah, I would go nuts too if that was something I was asked so frequently. Don't sweat it, you're worth a lot. Don't let other people's expectations force you into becoming someone you're not. If you don't want to do something or don't have a certain turn on, that's your biz. Right? Is it actually too much to ask for to start at vanilla and possibly building up to something more? I would agree with what others said. If a man cannot hold an initial non-sexual conversation with you, then he is not worth your time. You don't owe anyone information, especially not some random man on the internet. Say sure I do anal, but you first get the biggest dildo you can find. Then whip it out when asked that and say you first. Holy shit, that is not normal. Who are these guys you're attracting? You should definitely demand respect if this isn't what you're looking for. Some people like it, but I believe it's the minority weirdos that are never satisfied and always looking to try crazy things. As a bi guy, I feel these people are just looking to add another notch on their bedpost. I tend to tell them directly I'm looking for something long term, and if they aren't okay with that, then block and move on.